Hello and welcome into this week's edition of The Pole Position right here on Racing News Now. As always, I'm your host, Garth Allen. Thank you once again for joining me today. If this is your first time catching a Racing News Now video, consider going down below and hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. On this channel, we discuss lots of motorsports, namely NASCAR, ARCA, IndyCar, and Formula One. On today's edition of The Pole Position, we only have NASCAR stuff for you, as there was no open wheel action this weekend and ARCA was off this weekend as well. But we have all three NASCAR National Series for you. The Trucks and Cup Series were at Michigan, and Xfinity was at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. So let's get right into it. First race of the weekend was the Trucks from Michigan, the Corrigan Oil 200. Brett Moffitt takes win number 4 on the season in a thrilling finish right down to the line and a photo finish over Johnny Sauter. The two guys that have kind of established themselves as the championship favorites so far, as they both now have 4 wins on the season. John Hunter Nemechek came home in the 3rd position with Kyle Busch Motorsports teammates Noah Gragson and Todd Gilliland. Rounding out the top 5, ThorSport teammates Ben Rhodes and Grant Enfinger 6th and 7th. Stuart Friesen there in the 8th position, with Justin Haley and Matt Crafton rounding out the top 10. Alright, race number 2 on the weekend started shortly after the Trucks finished. That was the Xfinity Series from Mid-Ohio, the Rock and Roll Tequila 170 presented by Amethyst Beverage. Justin Allgaier in another exciting finish steals first career victory from Austin Cindric in the final laps to take his second road course victory. If you remember back a few years ago, Justin Allgaier won in Montreal. Daniel Hemrick comes home with another strong 3rd place finish. His RCR teammate Matt Tifft comes home in the 4th position, with Ryan Truex rounding out the top 5. Rest of your top 10 were Elliott Sadler, Cole Custer, Spencer Gallagher. A strong run for Alex LeBay in the 9th position, and Ryan Reed rounded out the top 10. Alright, so one race left for the weekend. That was the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup boys from Michigan. Yesterday on Sunday, the Consumers Energy 400. Kevin Harvick takes win number 7 on the season. An absolutely incredible number of wins for that driver of the 4 car. Brad Keselowski came home in the 2nd position with Kyle Busch in 3rd. A strong run for Austin Dillon despite a vibration in the last couple laps. He came home in the 4th position with Ryan Blaney rounding out the top 5. Rest of your top 10, Kurt Busch and Eric Almirola, Stuart Haas teammates there in 6th and 7th. Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, and Joey Logano rounded out the top 10. Alright, so that was your final race of the weekend in terms of the series that we cover. There will be more action going on next weekend, I promise you, as ARCA is back next weekend. They're on dirt next weekend at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield, Illinois. We will be there covering that race, so there will be interviews going up throughout the day on Sunday here on RNN, so you want to keep an eye out for that. IndyCar is back next weekend as well at Pocono, as well as the usual NASCAR stuff going on as well. They're in Bristol next weekend, so lots of exciting stuff going on there as well. All of that will be on Pole Position next week, including rewind shows for all of that, all the NASCAR stuff, as well as the ARCA race. And then we had rewind shows for all 3 of these races we covered tonight on the channel. So if you want more in-depth recaps of these, not just the top 10 finishers, but race highlights, post-race interviews, race results, playoff grid going forward after those races, you'll want to go back and check out the rewind shows. They're all linked down below in the description for this week's races, so you want to go check those out. If you don't want to miss anything going forward, you need to go down below and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss anything going forward, especially the coverage from Springfield next weekend for the ARCA race. And hit that big thumbs up button if you like the video. It is much appreciated when you do. So with that, this has been The Pole Position, where you always start on the front row. I'm Garth Allen for Racing News Now.